Okay, so welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to a new Raj video. And finally, another one of those storytime videos after God knows how long. Probably like, I don't know, like 6 months or something. Finally decided to upload again. Well, I mean, it's been a while. It's been like 3 months, just like I said in the last video I made, which I made like yesterday. But yeah, I've been thinking a lot lately, and yeah, I was looking at some videos online, and there was one video in particular that I watched and I just loved because it just hit the nail on the head. It was made by this wonderful YouTuber, like make sure to check him out. His name is Super Eye Patch Wolf, and he explained in detail why content creation has a really big dark side, I guess you could say. And the dark side is that YouTubers in general, like content creators, whether it's on TikTok or I don't know, Facebook gaming or Twitch or YouTube, like you name it, like they all get obsessed with numbers. They all get obsessed with views. Like if you are a YouTuber, you know how it feels. You go to your YouTube studio, you look through your views, and you see this very nice, very satisfying green arrow pointing up, and then you're like, oh my god, I'm getting more views. Even though I only have like 100 subscribers or something like that, I get like, I mean, 20, 30, maybe even 100 video views. And you immediately get addicted to the numbers. Like everything goes up, watch time goes up, you are so happy, you are growing, and everything is nice. But then all of a sudden, after a couple of months, your channel just totally goes down the drain. And luckily, YouTube does not have the red arrow that goes down anymore if your views go down, but instead of that, they have the gray arrow, which is, I mean, slightly better, but it's still terrible for your mental health and well-being if you see those views going down. So yeah, I decided from now on to not really take the views into account. I will just look at views maybe like once every 2 weeks or like maybe even a month. I'm just gonna go look at my sub count instead of just the amount of likes I have, because that is way more important for me. Like it shouldn't be about the money, it shouldn't be about the views. It should only be about the fun of video making. So yeah, make sure to check out Super iPad Wolf's video. It's in the description down below. But without further ado, yes, let's get on with the first story of today. So I was looking at my business email, and you can always send me like a story suggestion if you want to. It's via rajbusiness@gmail.com, so make sure to check that out. And I don't know, if you have something interesting like a story, make sure to send me an email. It will be always very nice. And yeah, so the story of today is about a furry. So furries, those are the people that like to dress up as, kind of like a funny costume character. Like it kind of looks like a dog, or like some even look like a werewolf. I mean, I've been to many places where furries like to, dress up. Like cosplay, I guess you could say it's a bit of a cosplay event. And in those cosplay events, I mean, of course, you can always say that, well, everyone is having a costume and it's just a little hobby, right? But actual furries who like to have it as a lifestyle, like it's just the same as like being one. You're like one with the costume. You are the furry. Like you go to school in a furry suit, you go to the supermarket in a furry suit. It's all that extreme. So eventually, this subscriber story, and her name is Mia, by the way. So Mia sent me this story, and I was like scrolling through, and I got like 16 stories or something on my email. And this story really, really stood out to me, because like this is about a furry that is like the new student in her high school. And the furry came to her school, and I mean, it was just like everyone was just shocked, and no one knew what to do or how to react to the furry. And yeah, so Mia and her friends, they were sitting in the high school cafeteria. You know, they were sitting outside too, but this time they were sitting in the cafeteria. So like there were a lot of people inside because like outside it was like very bad weather. It was raining. Mia and her friend were talking about the new girl who was gonna be the new student in their class, and someone was spreading rumors about the girl that she is pretty weird because she got kicked out of a lot of high schools in the past and nobody really knew why, because like people were like speculating it might be because she botched all of her exams and like she was not allowed to be in the school anymore, or she got suspended because she did some stupid stuff in the school or like on during the lessons or something. But no, like nobody really knew what was going on, and well, people were a bit wary at first because people are not very fast to get suspended in general. And the high school she was in was a pretty nice school. Like there was barely any fighting. There was barely even any bullying, I guess you can say. So yeah, people didn't really know what to think of it. So everyone was at the cafeteria eating. And, you know, everyone kind of has the same outfit on. Like, you know how it is. Everyone has the same kind of hair. Like, when I was in high school, that was always kind of the thing. Like, you either have the same, like, hairstyle, you know, like, if you're a guy, maybe, like, the side of your head is, like, kind of very short hair and the top is like longer, you know. But sometimes you have like the same kind of sneakers or the same like, I don't know, all-star sneakers or Nikes, you know how it is. Otherwise you probably will get looked at funny. And I never had the same kind of like outfit style, like fashion style, I guess you can say. And people always kind of looked at me funny. But anyways, that's like my high school. This high school kind of had the same. There was like one girl in the school who had like blue hair, as Mia told me in the email. And she was kind of getting bullied at first, but then later people discovered that she's nice and like, why would we bully her by only looking at her hair? So eventually, like, you know, she got some friends and the bullying kind of stopped. So yeah, the school was kind of wary of strangers who look different than the rest. But the funny thing though is that when everyone was sitting there, all of a sudden a woman came in, like an older woman, and she didn't really look like any of the teachers. Like she had kind of like that teacher age. She was like maybe 40, 50 years old, and she had like a backpack with her, and everyone was like laughing a bit and like asking themselves, wait, is that like a new teacher? Like why does she have a backpack which is like only fit for like a 14-year-old, 15-year-old girl, because like the backpack was like a little bit pink, so it was more of a girlish bag. Yeah, it was one of those Fjällräven bags you can see in this picture. Actually, I looked it up, and yeah, so only the girls wear these kind of school bags. Like you can put some books in it, you can put a laptop in it, stuff like that. So this woman, I mean, she was either very fashionable or that was not her bag. Well, the latter was the case, because after that woman, someone else came in, and it was a person you couldn't quite see clearly at first, because you see, this person had a full fursuit on. You know, the full-on furry costume, like the head, the torso, the pants, and then like the gloves and everything, like basically the whole deal, right? And Mia remembered watching the furry, like watching the person come in the cafeteria with her friend, and she just could not believe her eyes. Like she immediately knew this person is going to get bullied immediately, because our school does not tolerate it when someone else looks differently, right? It's kind of like, you know, being in elementary school and having glasses on. That is like deadly, you know. If you're a little kid and you have glasses on, you're gonna get bullied. But this is some next level stuff happening right here. But you know, this is kind of a weird thing, because like Mia kind of thought to herself, well, maybe I shouldn't judge. Maybe it's a person that, I don't know, lost a bet, or maybe it's some kind of you know, project, you know, school project, and somebody had to wear a fursuit just to, I don't know, accompany the school project. Like, Mia didn't really quite know what to think of this, but then she realized that this is probably, that's the new student in their class. So eventually she was thinking to herself, and she told her friend, wait a minute, this person, this furry, like it is actually a furry, right? This is actually seriously happening. Like, our school will literally have a furry amongst us. However, the cafeteria, it was quite full. Like, there were like maybe like 10 or 15 tables, and every table had like 3, 4, 5 chairs. It was like one of those round tables. And well, Mia and her friend, they were sitting next to a table, and there was one empty chair next to them. And so the person, the furry who came like in the cafeteria, like she looked around her, right? And she didn't really see anything. Like she saw like the whole cafeteria basically looking at her and kind of pointing their fingers at her and laughing. But she wanted to, sit, she wanted to eat. So her mom and her, like, they kind of moved throughout the cafeteria looking for a free space. And guess what? Mia and her friend were sitting next to the empty chair. So eventually, yep, the furry, the girl, they came up to them and sat next to them and basically removed her mask and showed her face. The girl, the furry, said, hey, my name is Maddie, and yeah, I'm new here at the school, and I think I'm in the same classroom as you. Your name is Mia, right? And Mia was just looking at her, and she just could not believe her eyes. Like, she was so confident, Maddie was so confident, and she didn't really care about the rest of the cafeteria that was staring at her. But Mia, though, her and her friend, they were like so confused. Like, they were like screaming internally and not understanding what is going on right here. It's like the craziness of the situation, like everyone staring at her, like even the lunch lady who was like pretty, like she was only looking at the food, she was only looking at the counter, like she barely noticed anything else going on around. Even the lunch lady was like looking at Maddie here. Like, she was the center of attention here. Now that I think about it, like, I have a friend and she likes to draw. She's like in this drawing school, art school, I guess you can say. And our school has a lot of furries. Like, there's a lot of people there who are a furry. So I don't know, I personally never really saw a furry in the wild. But I did see one kind of half furry, like when I was at the train station one time. I saw this guy and he was wearing just the mask, just the furry hat basically. And people all around, they were like already kind of like looking at each other, be like, what is this kind of weird cosplay situation going on? And then I remember I was walking towards the bus, and there was this one girl who was next to me, and she had like her friend with her, and the girl told her friend, oh, wait a minute, I know who these people are. Like, they go to conventions and they dress up and it's like all weird and stuff. And she just started, laughing very loud. And like the rest of the people next to us, like they also started kind of questioning it. Even like the old ladies, they were like kind of giggling a bit, because like, the grandmas, the old ladies, they're not really that judgmental, I mean, my grandma is kind of a little bit judgmental, but so yeah, even the grandmas were like weirded out by the furry. But anyways, yeah, this is like a crazy story. Like, eventually Mia got her, like literally sat next to Maddie in the classroom, and she was like wearing a fursuit on. And the teacher, who was normally very strict with like not wearing caps and like not wearing anything else, like she told Maddie to like just feel comfortable, and she didn't even like know what was going on, but she never like asked Maddie why she was wearing the fursuit on, like even during the math lessons or like even during the exams. But yeah, actually there was only one day, that was like the only day that Maddie actually wore the fursuit. So after that, like after the first school day, like she probably saw all those people being so judgmental, and she just decided to not wear the fursuit anymore. So yeah, that was the furry story I received. I hope you enjoyed. Kind of off topic, but I've been playing some more CSGO surfing, and I think I'm a little bit better now. It's quite hard to do, but yeah. As you can see, I try to get better and better. So yeah, make sure to get hyped for more, and maybe I can play like the hardest levels later. But yeah, that was the furry story of today. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Make sure to like the video if you liked it, and I will see you in the next one. And of course, click on the videos on the screen right now to watch more. See you later.